Hi, Floss Tube. This is Heather, the 20-Minute Stitcher, coming at you. Today is Sunday, September 24th, 2023, and this is episode 49. If you are new here to my channel, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. I hope that you will like what you see and that you will do all of the YouTube-y things, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, all those things we're supposed to do, right? So, as I said, this is my little corner of the internet where I talk about cross stitch, and I am so happy to have you here. For those of you who are my longtime friends, welcome back. So happy to see you again. It has been almost a month, or almost exactly a month, since I filmed last. I typically film every other week, except 2 weeks ago I was at the 141 Pep Rally retreat, so I did upload a very short floss tube extra that showed some of the smalls exchanges and some of the hands-on design trunk show that was there, but now I'm back with my regular episode, and I have floss tube nose. I hate that. Okay, that happened in my last episode too. I was like, I went 48 episodes without ever having floss tube nose. Whatever, it's fine. We keep it real over here. All right, so since it has been a month since my last video, I do actually have quite a lot of content. So typically my videos are between 20 and 30 minutes in length. I always try to stay on the shorter side. Today will probably be a little bit longer, but hopefully not so long that you'll be like, what's going on, Heather? What are you doing with this long video? Okay, first I'm repping my Ohio State Buckeyes today. Y'all, this video was almost filmed at 12:30 in the morning because if you don't follow college football, last night the Ohio State Buckeyes were playing the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame at the University of Notre Dame. Y'all, that game, first off, it was scoreless until I don't know. They went almost a whole first half before anyone scored anything. And then literally it was 14-10 Notre Dame, 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. The Buckeyes won, y'all, with 3 seconds left on the clock. Very gutsy run call from the 1 yard line. Oh, it was wild. I was literally dozing off on the couch, and then I was wide awake and I couldn't fall asleep. I'm not kidding. I literally almost got up. I was laying in bed going, I can't sleep. Maybe I should just get up and film my floss tube now. So anyway, gotta rep my Buckeyes today. OH. All right. So lots to show today. I'm going to try and be organized with this. So let's just jump right in. So if you follow me on Instagram, where I am also at the 20-Minute Stitcher, you already saw this, but the 141 Pep Rally Retreat, I think I'm just going to start there. So if you are not, I will put a little title thing on the screen to show sort of what I'm talking about. If you don't care about the retreat stuff, the patterns we got there, the gifts and things like that, you can skip ahead till you see the next title that will show finishes, right? But I'm going to start with the retreat because that's kind of a lot of the stuff I have here. But if you follow me on Instagram, you saw this retreat had Kathy Haberman of Hands on Design as the guest designer. And so we had a pre-stitch pattern that we had to work on. If you watch my channel, you've seen me showing the in progress of it over the last few weeks. And at the retreat, we actually fully finished the project, which was incredible. First off, we were so spoiled at this retreat. And I think next year's is already sold out. But anyway, I'll just show it. So this is our fully finished object. So this was the pattern that Kathy designed just for our retreat. It will be released publicly if you are a fan of band samplers. This is the first in a 4-part series. This is, I've already forgotten the name of it. Something folk. I'll put it up on the screen and I'll put it in the description below. I just kept calling it my 141 Pep Rally pre-stitch. But she's going to release one for each season, and they're all going to be the same size. They will be interchangeable off the board, magnetic. Come on, get back on there. But she taught us soup to nuts how to finish this. So how to lace. This is the first time I've ever laced a project. I was very proud of myself. How to lace the stitching, how to mount it on the board, how to get all this done, even how to do the little decoration up top. So yay! So I have a fully finished object. It's interesting because, and she also taught us, I totally forgot. Oh my gosh. she taught us specialty stitches. So she literally ended up teaching 3 different classes, 2 that she was scheduled to teach, and then an impromptu third one that she taught twice. I mean, I've always loved hand sewing. Do you see my cat back there opening my closet door? Little punk. So we had the pre-stitch, and the pattern had blank spaces left. And our first class at the retreat was teaching us specialty stitches. So she taught us the rice stitch, both the classic version and, the classic version and then a modified version. And I thought, I'm just going to alternate doing them because that's kind of fun. Then she taught us the herringbone stitch, which most of the people at my table hated. I loved the effect of it. It looks like a river. I mean, a muddy river because it's like brown. And this was stitched with pearl cotton, which I'd never stitched with before. So she taught us herringbone, and then she taught us bounded cross stitch, I think is what this was called. So we did those on Friday at the retreat, and then on Saturday, we fully finished it. So what's interesting is I would never have chosen this pattern for myself. I'm not a huge band sampler fan, or I wasn't a huge band sampler fan. I actually had fun stitching this. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of work for a pre-stitch, but the end result is beautiful. Like I said, if you like this pattern, she will be releasing it to the general public, and it is the first in a 4-part series. She's going to do all 4 seasons, and they will all fit on this board, which I'm assuming that Chantal of 141 will eventually have this board available in her shop as well. So I'm not fully centered here. Anyway, yay! Okay. So that is my one fully finished object. A few other things to highlight from the retreat. There was a smalls exchange, which, God bless my mother, I did not have the time to make something. She ended up making 2 smalls so I could participate. And then this is what I got in my smalls exchange. So this is Tall Bird Autumn. I always forget who this is by, but I'll look it up and I'll put it in the description. But so cute. I love it. It's just a fun little pillow. So I got to find a home for it because it's autumn. I got to put my fall decorations out still. All right. So then the retreat was set up much like any other retreat, but because it was Chantal, who, if you are unfamiliar with Chantal 141, she does, she creates wood backing boards for cross-stitch products. I mean, she does all kinds of things, but her niche in the cross-stitching world is she creates wood backing boards for ornaments, for other stitching projects, and things of that sort. So that's really her specialty. So as a result, we got totally spoiled with things. We came into the retreat, and at every place was, I'm not going to assemble it, but it's a pattern holder, right? So this slides in here, and then there's a little footer that goes in, and, well, it goes in the other way. But anyway, it's a pattern holder with the logo of the retreat on it. So everyone got one of these as a gift, which was awesome. Loved that. Where can I put it where it's not going to make a huge noise? And there was a freebie table. There was all kinds of stuff. So, but I think some of the things that I will share, I won't share everything, but when we received the box with our kit for the pre-stitch, also in there was the pieces to assemble like a flip top lid box. And we were hinted, it was hinted to us that we might be getting something at the retreat that we could stitch that would fit on that box. And that is this, called Enjoy the Stitch. So if we stitch it on the right size fabric, it will fit on top of the box, which you can see in the picture here. And then it also includes this pattern to make a little pin cushion to put inside your box. So we were gifted that pattern. Then, because Kathy wasn't done completely spoiling us, we were gifted this almost kit. So it's very merry. So it's like a Christmas ornament. And I say almost kit because the floss and the fabric are not included, but everything else for finishing is. So the paper to mount on the big part of the ornament, the rickrack, the smaller board for mounting your stitching on to make this ornament. And this was the unscheduled class. She then she twice led an impromptu, hey, anyone who wants to learn how I finish my ornaments, come over here and I'll walk you through it. So my mom sat through that and it was an amazing retreat. So those were the designs that Kathy gave us. And then we also got, as a typical retreat, people were giving out gifts and goodies. I won't go through everything. Whoops, I just knocked over my stapler. Sorry. But as part of my small exchange, I also got a cute little pumpkin and a yummy candle. Pick of the patch. It smells like pumpkin. No, I'm not going to open it. Anyway, so that was pretty fun. And then I also got, so some of my purchases. So when we finished the band sampler, we used this finishing tape, which I had never used before. It was incredible. So when we went to Chantel's shop, I picked up a roll, which was pretty awesome because it was super easy to use. I also got a floss holder. So this is Little Miss Cross Stitch, right? You can see she has the DMC skeins as her hair and a little embroidery hoop for her body. She obviously is not sanctioned by Little Men and Little Miss, but those were my all-time favorite books as a kid growing up, the Little Men and Little Miss books. So I had to get that. I'm already running out of room to put stuff places. One of my table mates, dear Kathleen, is from Canada. Sorry for the crinkly. I wrapped it so it wouldn't break. And she gave everyone at the table an incredibly generous gift of all kinds of fun little goodies. But one of them was a Canada mug and a little charm. And look at the little puffball. He's so soft. I love him. Anyway, I'm going to shove him back in there. So, so that was that. I'm going to have to pause the video and clean up here. And a fun little scissor holder made out of a pot holder. Isn't that so clever? I've never seen that before. Oh, here's where my pattern board went. Then there were a few, I got a couple of things at the freebie table. So I got this cute Cricut collection leaflet, sheepy hollow. I mean, just look how cute the little sheepies are. I don't know if I'll ever stitch them, but they're so cute. And then I got this old leisure art. I remember my mom subscribed to this when I was a kid, but that Santa is so pretty. I don't know, again, don't know if I'll ever stitch him, but collecting patterns is a separate hobby from actually stitching them. Sometimes it's fun to just look through the patterns. So she did also have, Chantel had a couple of vendors there at her store. Tammy Blaylock, Creative Country Girl, was there. Stephanie of Fabrics by Stephanie was there. So when we stopped by Chantel's shop, I did pick up a fun autumn pattern bag. Autumn is my favorite season, and I didn't have a fall themed. I have Halloween themed bags, but I didn't have just a fall themed bag. So now I do. So I picked that up, and the retreat stitch for the pep rally was actually the first time I had ever stitched on a Fabrics by Stephanie fabric, and I really enjoyed it. It was so soft and so easy to stitch on. And so I did pick up for myself a 32 count Lugana in the color French Blue. And just, I think I'm going to stitch some Christmas ornaments on this, but that's why I purchased it. But yeah, so just a very simple pale blue with just very, very light modeling. It's very subtle. I really like it. And then I also picked up a few boards at Chantal's shop. So I picked up this stand-up circular board. And I purchased this frame that I am hoping will fit my Sea Otter by Bad Stitch. And then a horizontal rectangular backing board. So excited about that. And I think that's it. Pretty much everything else in here is candy and other sort of gifties like that we were given. Gifts that other attendees were passing out and handing around that I won't, I don't need to show you all the candy and stuff. We got lots of candy, and then I kind of forgot about it. So those were most of my goodies from the retreat. All right, so let's go ahead and get into, I'm going to pause the video for a second here and kind of clean up my space. All right, I am back. Thank you for indulging me a little and sharing some of the goodies from the retreat. Like I said, it was super fun. I think next year's is already like doing the wait list, but if it's of interest to you at all, get on that wait list. It was lots and lots of fun. That was my birthday gift from my mom. And we had so much fun that I have decided we're gonna, as long as we can get in, we're gonna make it my birthday gift tradition. My mom and I are gonna go. It's in Williamston, Michigan, which is about 3.5 hours away from me. So it's an easy drive. It's an easy retreat to get to. And so apparently that's gonna be our birthday treat, our birthday trip for us, for however long we enjoy doing it. All right, let's get into stitching. So at the retreat, I did have a finish. And so one more marked off for the Whip Down Sal 2023. My finish was Pumpkin Kisses by Primrose Cottage Stitches. This was my new start. That was my square 13, my center square on my Whip Go board for this year. So I started it whenever 13 was called, June, July, and finished it at the retreat. So there it is. I clearly need to iron it. So I stitched this with all of the called for DMC in the pattern. I love these colors. I love this color here. Which color was that? That was 919. I love that color. It's just so rich and vibrant. Love it. So yeah, and this is just being stitched on. Do I have the fabric bag in here still? I do not. It was just a Lugana, 28 count Lugana that I had in my stash. So I finished that at the retreat as well. So one more down for the Whip Down Sal. All right. Speaking of whips, my Whip Go calls for September were Haunted Fur by Kit and Bixby and Let's Rejoice by the Imaginating. And I have stitched on those quite a bit. Really, since the last time I filmed, I spent all of my time finishing the pre-stitch for the pep rally and working on my Whip Go projects primarily, and then a couple of other patterns, whips tossed in. And then my birthday was last weekend, and I wanted to do a new birthday start. I couldn't decide what I wanted to start, so I started 3 things for my birthday. So that's what we have left. I have about 4 whips to show, or excuse me, 3 whips to show. No, 4. Yeah, because I finished Pumpkin Kisses. 4 whips to show and 3 new starts. So one of my Whip Go calls was Let's Rejoice by Imaginating Inc. It is, as you can see, almost entirely a backstitch project, which is fun because it goes fairly quickly. I actually really enjoy backstitch. I know there are those out there that loathe it. I have sometimes joked that maybe I should start a business saying, send me your backstitching. I'll make your project high definition for you. Like, if you hate backstitching, send it to me. I love backstitching. I think I have a photo of where I was the last time I shared this. If I do, I will post it up really quickly here. And then here is where I am at now. Let me move my little hedgehog. Here is where the pattern is at now. So I have finished one wing and the head and about half of the body. I am working up the second wing now up here. And yeah. So I think I just have 1, maybe 2 more days on this to meet my Whip Go goal on it. This one I might. This was not originally on my Whip Down Sal list, but I might add it. I might sub it out for something. I have 12 patterns on my list. My goal was to finish 12 things by the end of the year. I think I have 4, maybe 5 done now. I might swap out something for this because this is going much more quickly than I thought it would. Because even though backstitch is fairly quick, like, it's a pretty large pattern. So this is being stitched with the called for DMC, which are $7.96, and then the vine that he is carrying or on or whatever is $7.99. And I am stitching this on just a white opalescent 28 count, I believe, linen. And yeah, so this was, I stumbled upon this pattern. Yes, it's a 28 count. Sorry, it's a Lugana, white opalescent Lugana. So I saw this stitched exactly like this at my LNS and loved it. And I literally pointed to it and said, where do I get all of that? I want the pattern. I want the fabric. I have the DMZ at home. So that is Let's Rejoice. So like I said, I think I have one more day left on this to meet my Whip Go goal for that. And then my other Whip Go call for September was Haunted Fur by Kit and Bixby. Another one that I saw the model at my LNS and said, that is too adorable. I must have it. And I am stitching this on a 16 count Aida that was hand dyed by my friend Nessa and gifted to me as part of a Halloween exchange with our cross stitch chat group on Discord. Where's my needle? Okay. And here's a picture of where it was the last time I showed it to you. I'm pretty sure I do have a picture. And here, let me fold it up. I should have started this in the corner of this fabric. I started it in the center. And anyway, and here is where I am now. So I have 2 of the cats stitched, the stack of pumpkins over here. The 3rd cat started. The word haunted is all stitched. This one also stitches fairly quickly. And I think my goal was 10 days on this one. And I think I have 6 days in right now. 5 or 6, maybe a little bit more. But that is Haunted Fur. So I'm stitching this again with all of the called for fabrics, which are all Gentle Arts. And oh, they're in floss away bags. So it actually doesn't do me any good to hold them up and show them to you because they're all folded up in bags. But yes, so the pattern calls for DMC or the sampler threads, the Gentle Arts sampler threads. And I chose to do the Gentle Arts, which I will say the Black Crow is what you use for the cats. And the skein that I have at least isn't super variegated, but I suppose it provides enough texture that it looks nice. But the oranges that are in the pumpkins are very variegated and super fun. So that is Haunted Fur. A couple other whips that I worked on. I continued to work on Crow, which was one of the gift patterns from the Friend Stitch pop-up in August. That was hosted by Bent Creek and Heart and Hand. So here is that pattern. Whoops, glare. There we go. He's so cute. Just a cute little crow. I only stitched on this one day during my son's soccer practice. So there's not a whole lot of progress. Here's a photo of where it was the last time you saw it. I have a hanging thread because practice ended before I could finish off the thread. But here's where he is now. So I'm basically just filling in now. So he'll be done pretty quickly once I sit down and just work on him some. So this is being stitched on, as you can see from the sticker, a 28 count flax casual linen. And the flosses are all getting jumbled up in my bag, for one thing, are all just classic Colorworks. This is obviously more than this pattern calls for. The Friend Stitch, we actually got 3 patterns as part of that retreat, and they all use, like these are the flosses for all 3 of those patterns. They all use the same palette, but the Crow only uses the ones that I've already cut here, and this rusty orange, which I think is Copper Penny. No, just Rust. So that is Crow. And then the last pattern I worked on, I was trying to finish it at the Pep Rally retreat because I told my friend Candace that I would send her the pattern when I finished it. And I keep thinking I'm closer to a finish on this thing than I actually am. But this is the Lizzie Kate in All Things Give Thanks. It's from this booklet. It is this pattern right here. You've seen it before if you are a returning viewer. And I keep thinking I'm closer to being done with this than I actually am, and it's really annoying. Oh, and it's also still rolled up. Pardon me. Okay. So here is where I am now on this piece. So I just have the final square left to do. And I did make some good progress. So stop it. So I stitched the purple leaf, and I've stitched a bunch of the yellow leaf here. And then I just need to fill in the orange. There's one more leaf down here. I forget what color it is. and then fill in the orange and do the border, and then it will be done. So this is on my whip down Sal list for 2023, and it will get done this year. I just got to give it some more love, but that is that one. Okay, those are all of my whips. So as I mentioned, for my birthday, I couldn't decide what I wanted to start. So I started 3 new things. The first is a Sal that Michelle Bendy Stitchy is doing with, I think with anyone, but it started with her Patreon folks. And it is from the, what issue is this, October? Yeah, the October 2023 issue of Just Cross Stitch magazine. And she did a flip through of it because she has a pattern in here, which I love. And I also almost started for my birthday, but I picked a different pattern of hers to start for my birthday. So she has this ornament here is hers. So cute. I really want to start it. But, oh, actually it's on this page right here. But we all decided, we did a poll, and we decided to start Starry Moth by the Blue Flower. I'll find the bigger picture. It's in here. I have it flagged, along with a bunch of other patterns that I want to stitch. Please hold. Oh, and then I just dropped the pattern. Okay. Okay, also, seriously, this is by Counting Petals. Look at the mice with this little pumpkin spice latte. Because that's what it is. I don't know what it actually is, but it's a pumpkin spice latte. And this little one with the, so cute. There were so many patterns. This was a really good issue. So many patterns that I just wanted to like start right away. Here's the larger photo of Starry Moth. So that is Starry Moth. So because I started 3 patterns on my birthday, there's not a lot of impressive progress on any of them. And in fact, this first one, I had to do a little bit of a color conversion because I didn't have the DMC for the body of the moth. Doesn't really matter what it calls for, but that's where I started in the center. I just swapped out for, I think it's a Classic Colorworks. So there's this, my teeny tiny sad little start on Starry Moth. I am stitching this on 32 count Lugana in the color It's a Mystery by Bestitch Me. So this color obviously blends in quite a bit, but it's just his body. So the wings come off here. There are maybe 2 rows that are directly against the fabric. And if they really blend in and it looks weird, I'll figure something out. I'll backstitch or I'll do something. But so that's the start to Starry Moth by the Blue Flower. And my project bag disappeared. The next 2 patterns that I started, I will put pictures of them up on the screen because they are digital photo patterns. So the first one is My Favorite Things Autumn by a designer that is new to me, and so I do not recall her name. I will put it up on the screen. And here is a picture of the pattern itself. And I am just stitching this on a 14 count printed DMC that I had in my stash. And here is where I have gotten to so far. So I stitched on this for 2 days. I started it on my birthday and then one other day. So super cute. Love that. And then the final pattern I started is Assisi Cuties Jackalope by Michelle Bendy. Here's a photo of the pattern. And I had originally done a floss conversion for it and then discovered that the one skein of variegated DMC floss that I have in my stash happened to be the called for variegated DMC in the pattern. So I thought, well, heck, it's a sign. I should just stitch it as called for. So super cute. I love this pattern. First off, the jackalope is just adorable. Secondly, I love the thought of stitching the negative space instead. And so here's where I am so far. I am stitching this, I believe this is Sand Dollar, I think. I'll double check. Yes, it is Sand Dollar. 32 count Lugana Sand Dollar by Bestitch Me. And you can see the variegation. This is DMC 4140. So cute. Love that variegation. So this will come together fairly quickly. The only actual cross stitching is the background of the Jackalope himself and part of the border, and then everything else is backstitched. So that is my little start on Jackalope, Assisi Cuties Jackalope by Michelle Bendy. All right. So because of all my stitching and everything, I've been really trying to focus on stitching my stash for the rest of the year. I don't really have much in terms of acquisitions other than those things I already shared that I purchased at the pep rally retreat. So I really only have 2 items to show for acquisitions. So the first is I joined the quarterly project bag club from Black Cat X Stitchery and got my first shipment of that. I love her bags. So first off, look at the kitty cats. I love them. So we got the bag and then all kinds of fun goodies inside, which I was very excited about. This is a very affordable club. It's only quarterly, and it was, I think, with shipping and everything, about $60. So still not insignificant, but $60 a quarter I can swing. So we got this fun little needle minder to go with it in the same fabric as the bag, and a thread bed, or holder, whatever you want to call it, also in the same fabric, and has a little felt for holding your needle as well. A little thing of stash tea. We got some flosses from Farmhouse Flossies and Such, which I've never heard of that dyer, which is one of the reasons why I love some of these kits and clubs, is some of these bag makers and other vendors who do these things really are thoughtful about sourcing from smaller businesses and things like that. So I love being introduced to new dyers. These cottons are super soft. So they are in the colors Black Cat, Ocean Waters, Old Santa's Beard, and Grinch. So I'm guessing this is Ocean Waters. This is probably Grinch. Old Santa's Beard, I'm guessing, is this one. And then Black Cat, I would assume, is the black one. So those are really pretty. And then a fun little pattern by Black Cat X Stitchery herself called Black Cat Society. I also had to resist the urge to start this one right away because it's so cute. So that was my first, I guess, box, but not a box, from my Black Cat X Stitchery Quarterly Bag Club. And then my final acquisition, you've seen it floating around. It's not open yet. The Clue Halloween Whodunit Mystery Box from Forbidden Fiber Co. So you can see it is still sealed. This is essentially an Advent box, but it starts on October 1st, and there are things that we open each day that are fun stitchy goodies. My understanding is there's a pattern that we're going to be working to stitch and a mystery that we're going to be solving as we go along. Very excited. So this starts on October 1st. Life is calming down a little bit for me. Football season is winding down, which means marching band season is sort of winding down. My huge events at work are mostly done for the year. So I'm thinking I might try to do a daily video of opening the item for the day and sharing. If that would be of interest to you, drop a note in the comments and let me know. But I'm very excited about this. First off, it's my first sort of Advent style box. I've never done one of these before. And Clue is one of my all-time favorite movies. I quote it all the time out of context and love it when someone gets it and laugh at myself when someone doesn't. So when I saw that they were doing this box, I was like, oh, must participate. I love Clue. So I have this too. So we'll be opening that. I'll be opening that starting in October. And like I said, if you're interested in seeing a quick little, floss tube extra of what it is for the day, let me know and I will film that. Sorry, my black cat is bringing me a gift. What you got, Pistachio? Huh? Are you a good boy? Okay. He likes to bring me toys. He brings me gifts. As long as they're his stuffed toys, I'm okay with it. I don't need actual live or dead animals being brought to me, which he's an indoor only cat, so I have a bigger problem if he's bringing me live or dead actual animals. All right, that's everything I have for you today, folks. And we're sitting at about 30 minutes. So either I talked really fast and you're going to have to slow this video down because you didn't understand anything I said, or I got through this more quickly than I thought I would. So I hope you enjoyed what you saw. I will hopefully be back to my regular every other week video. I still have half of my projects to try and finish for the Whip Down Sal. If you are new to my channel and are not familiar with what I mean when I am saying Whip Down Sal, I will explain briefly and before I sign off. So Whip Down Sal, hashtag Whip Down, try that again. Hashtag Whip Down Sal 2023 is a Sal being hosted by me and Michelle Bendy Stitchy. And it's just kind of an end of year challenge to challenge yourself to complete a certain number of whips. So I think the sort of original version of the Sal was pick 12 whips. It doesn't have to be 12, right? Take a look at your whips. What do you think you can finish by the end of the year? And then kind of put those on a list. And when you're stitching on those and sharing on Instagram, use the hashtag WhipDownSal and see if we can get them done. I'm sweetening the pot just a little bit. If you're interested, I have a very brief Google form that just asks for your name and the number of projects goal. We're doing this total honor system. I'm not checking anyone's Instagram feeds or anything like that because I, for one, am terrible at Instagram. I have one. I shouldn't say I'm terrible at it. I'm inconsistent and I need to get better. Anyway, I'm rambling. I have a brief Google form. I will link it down below. If you would like a little incentive to finish your whips, tell me your name, what your goal is. Then in the beginning of January, I'm going to open that up again, a similar form that asks you to tell me, like, what was your goal? Did you achieve it? And if you did, I'm going to send you a little handmade gifty in celebration. Nothing extravagant, nothing super fancy, but just a little gift to commemorate reaching your goal, finishing those whips, making progress on your whip list, and having some finishes that you can then FFO and display in your home or gift to your loved ones. So I will link that form down below if you would like to participate. It is not too late. You could join the Whip Down Sal on December 31st if you want, as far as I'm concerned. The idea is we're finishing our whips, we're celebrating and sharing those with each other. So as you finish things on your Whip Down Sal list, go ahead and share those on Instagram with the hashtag WhipDownSal2023. And if you would like a little gifty, if you would like the little extra motivation of a small celebratory gift, fill out the Google form below. I'll get you on the list and I'll check in with you in January and see if you met your goal. So my goal, I have 12 projects on my list. And like I said earlier, I might swap out one I haven't been working on for that Let's Rejoice. The idea is I want to finish 12 of my whips by the end of the year. And I have, I think, 5 done now. So, and a lot that are pretty close. So, all right, that is it from me today. Thank you so much for your time. I hope that you will like this video and subscribe. I have down below in the description box all the patterns that I shared today. I have a link to my Instagram and I provide my email address. I love to hear from you in comments, email, however you want to send to me. I reply to everything. Sometimes not super quickly, but I do reply to everything. And if you are interested in supporting my channel, supporting giveaways and shipping and things of that sort, I do have a Buy Me a Coffee link. I do not monetize my channel. I kind of made that decision. My videos are short enough that I really didn't want them interrupted with ads any more than whatever YouTube puts in on everyone. And so if you would like to support my channel, that link is down below as well. All right. That is finally it from me today. I hope that all of you are well, and I will sign off as I always do. Hug your loved ones, take care of yourselves, happy stitching, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.